Hello and welcome to another episode of PodcastDX, the show that brings you interviews with people just like you, whose lives were forever changed by a medical diagnosis. I'm Lita.
I'm Ron.
And I'm Polly Pocket.
Okay. Collectively, we're the hosts of PodcastDX. Today we're talking about poison prevention.
Did you know that just about anything can be poisonous if it's used in the wrong way?
I do know.
Well, each year, the U.S. Poison Center answers more than 4 million calls. That's one call for every 13 seconds.
Wow. Did not know that. It's estimated that almost 90% of poisonings occur, guess where? In the home.
I was going to say in the garage, but yeah.
I was going to say chicken hair, but yeah.
In the home.
In the home.
Okay. And what can we do to prevent accidental poisonings?
Well, everybody can pitch in
to
ensure that unintentional poisonings are being prevented. A few ways to prevent a poisoning from happening include placing household chemicals out of reach of children or other people that may not have the faculty to know what they're eating or drinking.
And also animals.
Yes, or your pets.
Just get rid of
storing items in their original containers to avoid confusion, and carefully reading the product labels, including the recommended dosage on all products.
Okay.
And if you think that someone may have been poisoned, call the toll-free poison helpline at 1-800-222-1222, and they will connect you to your local poison center to speak with a poison expert right away. And this expert can give you advice on first aid that may save you from a visit to the emergency room.
And if you're listening to this outside of the United States, maybe you can look up your local poison control and post the number in an easily accessible place. If the person is not breathing, again in the United States, call 911. And if the person has inhaled the poison, get that individual into fresh air right away. If they got poison on their skin, remove any clothing that the poison is on, rinse the skin under running water for 15 to 20 minutes.
Can I stop you right there?
Yep.
I saw a picture in Facebook, which I kind of like Facebook, but the fire department I can't remember where it was, but there was a fire department like training video.
Somewhere in the world.
Right, somewhere in the United States.
Okay.
And they're saying that if the first responder is affected by fentanyl, which is a problem here in the States anyway, being used to develop drugs, that when you get the person outside in fresh air, you hose them off. You hose off their entire body.
Okay,
You're
saying if the victim or individual...
Oh, and this was a fire department training video.
So No, I'm saying the first responder is going to take them out and hose them off. They're not going to be the one affected by the fentanyl.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So
right, go back to where you were.
Okay. So if
rinse it with running water.
If the person's been making meth,
yes,
they need to get hosed down.
Correct.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Hose them down.
And maybe call 911. If the person has poison in their eyes, rinse their eyes with running water, which is very difficult to do, for 15 to 20 minutes. And whatever you do, don't use activated charcoal or things of that nature. Let's leave that to the professionals.
Well, where would you get activated charcoal? It's not like people say,
at the drugstore.
I'm going to go to the drugstore and get activated charcoal.
No, you might have it on hand.
Oh, okay, all right.
What is activated charcoal?
Activated charcoal is something that you would consume to absorb a toxin, but that's typically done
at the hospital.
In the emergency room, right. That's not typically a home treatment. But I actually did learn in pet first aid that pet owners, groomers, kennels, etc. should keep a bottle of hydrogen peroxide on hand in case a pet accidentally ingests something toxic, and a capful will make them regurgitate. We just had a thing on phobias, and this is mine.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Regurgitate.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now my hands are sweaty again.
Okay. If you're worried that there was a poisoning incident, do not wait for signs or symptoms to show up before calling the poison helpline. Again, that number in the U.S. is 1-800-222-1222. This number will contact you or connect you to the local poison center. If you call them, please stay calm. They can't make any sense out of you if you're all excited. Not all medicines and chemicals or household products are poisonous. So, just stay calm and let them know what you think was taken. Not all contact with poison results in poisoning. Make sure to have the container of the product with you that you think caused the poisoning. Have it nearby because the label on that product has important information that the poison control operator may need.
You'll also want to supply the poison control help people with information regarding the exposed person's age and their weight, any known health conditions or problems that they have, if known, the product involved, ingested or inhaled. They will also want to know how the product contacted the person. For example, by mouth. Did they inhale it? Did it touch the skin, or did they get it in their eyes? How long ago the poison contacted the person, and what, if any, first aid has already been given. They're also going to ask you whether the person has vomited it or not, and they're going to want to know your exact location and how long it would take to get you to a hospital.
And you don't have to memorize that list, because that's what the poison control operator will walk you through. They'll ask you the questions.
Okay, and another poison that we may not think of right away is carbon monoxide. And one way to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning is to have a working carbon monoxide detector or detectors in your home. The best places for a carbon monoxide detector are near the bedrooms in your home and also close to the furnace in case the furnace has a leak.
Right. And I don't even think of carbon monoxide poisoning, but I do think of antifreeze and how important it is to keep antifreeze and other chemicals in the garage secured. Also, you should clean up any spills of antifreeze or oil.
Right, because antifreeze has like a sweet taste. So.
And animals have been known to lick antifreeze, and it's not good for them at all.
No.
And another potential hazard, especially for young children, are marijuana edibles. And we spoke about this on another show. Mm-hmm. These edibles, they may look and taste like candy and be very enticing for kids, but keep them out of sight so that kids can't get to them.
Right.
Another concern and potential hazard lies in the arts and crafts room. Some art supplies are mixtures of different chemicals, and they can be dangerous if not used correctly. And make sure children use art products safely by reading and following the directions. Also, do not eat or drink while using art products or arts and crafts products. Wash your skin after contact with any of the products. Clean up equipment, wipe down tables and desks and counters after you're done using them, and keep all your art supplies in their original containers.
And if you're working with arts and crafts things with children, you should make sure that they are all edible products, right?
If
safe,
really children that cannot,
children's safe stuff.
Yeah, if you can get non-toxic things.
There you go. That's the word I was thinking of. Non-toxic.
And make sure that you're not mixing things, because this is a different subject altogether, but I know with cleaning supplies you'd never want to mix bleach and ammonia.
Well, that's a toxin.
That's
a poison. Okay, that's not a different topic.
Okay,
that's on topic.
No, I know, but not an art supply topic.
Oh no, it's not art supply.
Making gas is not a.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead.
I also want to add that poison may be growing in your home right now.
Not mine. I hope not.
I think it is.
Oh, yeah, our refrigerator died.
Yeah, and unfortunately, hopefully you're not hearing this before you eat breakfast.
Too late.
Bacterial growth in food can produce toxic chemicals if you are not using proper food safety techniques. One, make sure you wash your hands.
You filthy animal.
Mm-hmm.
And counters, definitely make sure you clean off counters before preparing all your food. Store your food at the proper temperatures. Refrigerated foods should not be left out at temperatures above 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Or left in a fridge that just died.
Right.
Sorry.
And should not be left out at temperatures above 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 5 degrees Celsius. And use clean utensils for cooking and serving.
And you know what? I'm going to throw something else in there.
Okay.
If you are serving a buffet, at a party, make sure that everybody has their own utensils, and then you have serving utensils in all of the products so that they can.
Foods are kept at the proper temperature, below 40 degrees, above 140.
Right, depending on what they are.
So keep it on ice or keep it in a chafing dish.
Right. Another potential hazard may be lurking in your backyard.
Look out.
You should know what poisonous snakes or insects live in your area and wear the proper attire, like boots or netting when hiking. When hiking.
If you're going outside to hawk.
When you're hiking outdoors. Also, take time to read the labels on any insect repellent that you use.
Okay.
Be aware that most contain a product called DEET, D-E-E-T, which can be poisonous in large quantities.
Oh.
Be sure that everyone in your family can identify poisonous mushrooms and plants, especially if you're going mushroom hunting. Remember, when it comes to poison ivy, leaves of 3, let it be. That's just, an old Girl Scout thing that we learned. If you're aware of potential hazards, it can be easier to avoid them. The consumption of any plant material may cause vomiting and gastrointestinal upset for dogs, cats, or people. The ASPCA has plants which are listed either as non-toxic or potentially toxic on their website.
Yeah, I like that website.
Let's move back indoors for a minute. Those of us who need to take medications on a regular basis should ensure that all medications are kept out of reach of children, pets, and anyone else that may accidentally ingest them. Some companies, they offer specialized prescription medication time locks, which may help prevent taking too much medication at one time.
Wow.
Now that you're talking about the special, containers and such, I'm kind of surprised that medical marijuana is not kept, especially edibles, are not kept in child safety. I bet that's going to happen soon.
Yeah. Well, it may, but it's not FDA approved.
Right. So the federal government
can't
go
but
in with
once they get sued.
No, right. It's probably best for companies to.
Okay, anybody that's listening out there that is selling or producing or distributing edibles, consider the fact that children may want to get into that, and you may want to put child safety protection on them. But anyway, in the meantime, it's up to the people that own them, so protect your children and pets. Well, we've covered a lot, and if you have any other questions, you can contact your local poison prevention center for more information. In the U.S., you can contact them at, what's the number?
1-800-222-1222. Right. I hadn't said it yet. Okay.
Okay, that's it for today. If our listeners have any questions or comments related to today's show, they can contact us at PodcastDX@yahoo.com, through our website, PodcastDX.com, on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, or Instagram.
And if you have a moment to spare, please leave us a review wherever you listen to this podcast.
Please keep in mind that this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment, and always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or treatment and before undertaking a new healthcare regime. And never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard on this particular podcast.
Yeah, you should really kind of slow it down at the end and just say, on this podcast.
No, because
till next week.
If I was listening,